Hey everyone, this is Snap, Magikarp Pratt, and we have a very special video today. We're going to take a look at one of the rarest Pokemon cards in the world. So rare that this is the first graded copy ever featured in a video. This also is the only known public appearance and sale of this card. It recently sold for about $136,000 after exchange. This is none other than the Snap Magikarp. So we're going to do a deep dive with this Magikarp and go over everything. Its history, its rarity, its release. We're also going to take a look at some other extremely rare Magikarp cards, but let's just look at this thing. This is the first time in 23 years you are seeing an actual Snap Magikarp close up in 4K. Not only is it one of the rarest Pokemon cards, it's by far the most elusive Snap promo. So much so that a lot of people weren't even sure it actually existed. We saw the same couple images in books for over 2 decades now, and this is the first time you are seeing an actual Snap Magikarp. Eat your heart out, Max Mofo. So what is a Snap promo? Let's bust out our handy-dandy Pokemon Bible. If you're new to Pokemon, this book contains an image of every single Pokemon card from 1996 to about 1999. And these are the 10 Snap promos. So in the late 90s in Japan, they ran the Pokemon Snap contest where you'd play the Pokemon Snap game on Nintendo 64, take pictures of your favorite Pokemon, submit them, and if one of your entries was chosen as a winner, you receive 20 copies of that card. So if you're the Gyarados winner, you receive 20 Gyarados cards. Pikachu winner, receive 20 Pikachu cards. Poliwag winner, receive 20 Poliwag cards. So what's interesting about that is you didn't get one of each. You just received the one entry. And the 10 Pokemon that were chosen were Gyarados, Pikachu, Poliwag, Bulbasaur, Magikarp, Squirtle, Koffing, Chansey, Articuno, and Charmander. In the past 23 years, we've seen these 9 Snap promos appear at some point for sale, and this Magikarp for over 2 decades was nothing but an image until today. We finally have an actual Snap Magikarp card to look at. And I should mention this was sent to me by a longtime good friend and business partner of mine, and we're just going to go through and look at every single pixel of this card in 4K and really appreciate the beautiful N64 polygons. So also I should mention there's a couple little tidbits on the card besides the Magikarp. So you see that little icon there? That's going to be present on all the Snap promos. That's what a camera looked like back in the 90s. Another little detail is the bottom here. The bottom text says photo and then the winner's name. Typically on Pokemon cards, it's going to say illustrator. In the case of this, it's a Fan Club Shining Magikarp. Sugimori designed it, so it says illustrator Ken Sugimori. And this, of course, was a photo that was submitted, so that's why it says photo and then the winner's name. The card's going to feature the standard old back that is present in all Japanese Pokemon cards from 1996 till about 2001. And there is the infamous Magikarp art. We'll tilt it a little bit, give you all the perspectives there. What I love about this, the added layer here, the lore, is that Magikarp was in every single level in Pokemon Snap. Even the Volcano one. Go run it back again at the end. He's in every single level, and he is by far the most elusive Snap promo. So the big question I'm sure a lot of people are asking is, why did it take so long for this card to appear? Why did it take 23 years for an actual public sale of Magikarp? You know, we've seen illustrators, we've seen Pikachu trophy cards. We've seen plenty of extremely rare items that are in the same rarity range as this. So why did it take so long? So if we go back to earlier when we were looking at the Bible, I mentioned how the winner received 20 copies of just this card. So that means if one of the winners said, you know what, I'm just going to take my 20 copies, put them in my Heelys box, stuff it under my bed with my Pogs, Beanie Babies, Silly Slammers, and Crazy Bones, that would have been the entire population of that card. So that is why some of these Snap cards are so difficult to find. Not only are they extremely rare and then only 20 were awarded to the winners, they were only given to that winner. So therefore they own the majority, if not all, the supply. So that is why this fish right here has been so difficult to obtain. And he was finally caught with the Super Ultra Mega Rod. Now, I wanted to talk about the other school of fish here to really not only talk about a couple of other extremely rare Magikarp cards, but also to put into context how rare this Snap card is. So we'll start with the one on the right. This is called the University Magikarp. It's extremely rare. I'd say it's probably a once-in-a-lifetime card in that most people simply cannot own it because there aren't enough copies to go around. So similar to this, you had a contest back in the 90s, in 1998, the Tom University, where you went to a weekend retreat. You had to do a test and an exam because that's what kids do for fun in Japan in the late 90s, and you would receive this card as a prize. So what's so cool about it is that it was unique art from that event done by Ken Sugimori. Also doing Dragon Rage. Yes, that's a Magikarp doing Dragon Rage. This is another little thing. I don't know if it's intentional, but the M there for Magikarp, we're going to roll with it. So this, again, was only given out back then in 1998 at that Tamushi event. And it really puts into context the difference in rarity here. This had an intended distribution of 1,000 copies. To this date, about 24 years later, I don't even think the pop report's at 100 yet. So clearly 1,000 is not the actual amount we've seen in circulation. But even this, which is insanely rare, is still not even close to the Snap Magikarp. One other little side story that I always have to tell with the Unicarp is this one in particular is my lucky one. I bought a collection back in the day, Masaki cards, things like that, and I was going through the bulk just to check if there was like vending cards or a holo card that was missed, and I get to the water bulk, and this guy's staring me back in the face. So there it is. Not only do you learn about the Unicarp, that is also my lucky University Magikarp. Now, this other card back here, the Shining Magikarp, I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with the art. This is a very popular Shining card, one of the most popular Shining Pokemon. I think that's very safe to say. What makes this unique is that this specific type of Shining Magikarp was only given out in Japan in 2000 through the fan club. You'll notice a trend here. 98, unique event. 99, unique contest. 2000, another unique event in Japan. And if you earn 600 points and redeem them through the fan club, you receive this Magikarp, where the standard Neo Revelation one is all hollow. This one, the actual Magikarp itself is textured hollow, just like the Shining cards in Neo Destiny. Also, it lacks the triple star rarity at the bottom. So those are just two subtle differences that are only present on the fan club copy. This one also is pretty tough to grade. But again, why I brought over this school of fish there. We got a little, is that the Snap Carp in the background? Is this the Snap fan club and Unicarp? I wanted to bring these over to really contextualize and like solidify the obnoxious rarity that is this card. You know, this, it's very safe to say that most people will not own a Unicarp. Most people might not even own a fan club Magikarp because they are already just too rare. There's never going to be enough supply to meet demand. And yet, this one is still way in the front. This is the leader of the pack. This is the leader of the fish. This thing is just, I cannot even, I'm going to try to attempt to really capture how rare it is. So I've either owned and or owned illustrators on illustrators, 97 Pikas, 98 Pikas, SSBs, TMBs, Unicarps, Trophy Kangaskhan's, Tropical Winds, we're not done flexing, Master's Keys, full art Pikas, half art Pikas, the whole set, the whole run, number 1, 2, 3, you name it, I either have it or have sold it. This is the first time I've ever held a Snap Magikarp. It just cannot be overstated how insanely elusive this card is. And I just love how it's a freaking Magikarp. I just love that it's this fish that's in every single level, and all it can do is splash around unless you get the Unicarp that has Dragon Rage. I just love it. I love everything about it. I love like all the layers to it. I love the compounded history of 23 years of struggle. You know, people like Max Mofo who are really trying to complete this set. You know, the Pikachu is typically seen as one of the top Snap cards that you have to buy. You know, there's a lot of other Snap collectors out there. And, you know, this was always the one that eluded everybody. A lot of people for the longest time didn't even know if it was real. I remember hearing about a sale. We're going deep state here towards, if you stuck around to the end of the video. I remember ages ago in the early 2000s, a seller that doesn't exist anymore, they had about 7 or 8 of these that they sold, but they never named the Magikarp as one of the Snap cards that they sold back then. So this has been a very elusive fish, and this is the first time you are ever seeing it again. Let's just go through it one more time on camera, show you everything in 4K. Feel free to freeze it, take a screenshot of it. I'm going to put up scans of it. We're going to do everything to just really share this art because it honestly is, I've been here, had it all, caught it all, seen it all. And yeah, this is the first time I've held this card. So there you go. That is the 1999 Snap Magikarp, by far the most elusive Snap promo card. Definitely one of the rarest Pokemon cards in the world. And again, the first public appearance, known public appearance at least, and first known public sale that sold in Japan for, I think it was like $136,000 1,000-ish. I think that was like the exchange rate. It was in yen, but I think that's what it exchanged to at the time. So there it is, guys. There is the first appearance of Snap Magikarp on camera. You know the deal. Let me know how you feel. I hope you appreciate this video as much as I do. So there it is, guys. Until next time.